Lieutenant Governor Anthony Brown.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and good morning. It's so excited to be with you here in Ocean City. Let me start by giving a heartfelt thank you to each and every one of you for your commitment in building the best schools in America. I want to thank those of you who drive our children to school, those of you who feed our children, those of you who clean and maintain our buildings, and those of you who run our schools either from the back office or from the front office. I want to thank those of you who teach, who nurture, who develop the academic and intellectual potential of each and every one of our students. You, the educators, the education support professionals who day in and day out deliver the best educational experience to our students. You open up their world. You deliver the arts and the humanities, the natural sciences and applied sciences, the physical education and the career and technology education. You lead them in exploring our world. And like you, I know that education is the key to opening up, unlocking, unleashing the opportunity for our children. And I know that because of my family story. My father grew up in poverty in Kingston, Jamaica, and when he was a little boy, he wrote a letter to his mother who was already in this country, and he said, "Mom, I want to be a doctor. I want to heal people." She wasn't a wealthy woman. She worked for wealthy people. She was a domestic. She raised their children. She cleaned their bathrooms. She made meals for their family. She didn't have an education, but she knew the importance of an education, so she saved her money. She brought my father to this country where he got a good education and was the first in our family to get a college education. I know the importance of education as the key to unlocking opportunity. So I want to thank you, Betty, the leadership team, and each and every one of the members of the Maryland State Education Association for working with us, for making the DREAM Act a reality in Maryland. I want to thank you. More than a decade ago, passing the Thornton Bridge to Excellence in Educational Funding. I want to thank you for working with us over the last 7 years when we invested $340 million a year in school construction. And these tasks were not easy, but we did it in partnership with you. And that's why when MSEA came to me this January and asked me to join you in passing Fair Share in Maryland, I gladly accepted, and we got that done. And this January, we're going to get the minimum wage done with your help and in partnership. So here's what I know. Here's what I know. Over the last several years, we've made record investments in education, but I also know that some counties are having difficulty keeping up. I also know that over the last 20 years, because of your hard work, our students have shown the greatest progress and growth around the country. But I also know that we've yet to eliminate the achievement gap. But here's what I also know, that teachers in classrooms around the state are committed to their students and their schools, yet far too often, their planning time cuts into their commitment to family time. This is what I know. I know that all of our support professionals are committed to our schools and our students, but far too often, they have to take on a part-time job to maintain their commitment to their family. You deserve better. We can do better. And by working together, we can make sure that we support every educator, every classroom teacher, every support professional, and ensure that every child in Maryland has access to a world-class education wherever they live. We can do better. And I got a plan. I got a plan. I got a 10-point plan. And the first 3 points of my plan are easy. Points number 1, 2, and 3. Point number 1, MSEA is going to be a full partner with the Brown-Ullman administration. Point number 2, MSEA is going to have a seat around the table. Point number 3, MSEA is going to have not just any voice, but the loudest voice when it comes to education issues in the state of Maryland. So then together, point number 4, we're going to provide universal pre-K for every 4-year-old in the state of Maryland by the end of 2018. Point number 5, together, we will ensure, as we take on Thornton 2, that local governments can not only maintain their efforts, but they can keep up with our increasing investments in our schools. Point number 6, together, we are going to increase our investments in school construction. From a $340 million a year, we will do everything we can do to reach the $500 million a year that this association's asking for and you and our students deserve. Point number 7, we are going to work together with local school boards around the state to ensure that our students' curriculum is correct, that our tests reflect the curriculum, and that teacher evaluations reflect that teachers do more than teaching to the test. That's what we can do. Point number 8, together, we are going to fully fund your pension system and make sure the monies that go in stay in the pension system. And point number 9, together, we're going to ensure that every student is prepared to go to college and/or right into the workforce by continuing to increase investments not only in STEM education, not only in arts education, but career and technology education. And point number 10, right back where we started, point number 10, MSEA is going to be a full partner with the Brown-Ullman administration. Are you ready to build a better Maryland for more Marylanders? Because we are. So let's start by providing the best education to every student in Maryland. Thank you very much.